Are you ready to let go of what isn't truly you and start living a more meaningful life? I'm Dr. Tracy, clinical psychologist and couples therapist, and I'm here to help. Each week on Dear Dr. Tracy, I bring you expert insights, real conversations, and practical tools to help you break old patterns, find joy in your relationships, and show up fully for yourself and the people you love. Join me for honest, insightful discussions on relationships, parenting, and personal growth. Listen to Dear Dr. Tracy wherever you get your podcasts.
You guys, welcome to another episode of What's Your Issue? My name is Troy McEady.
And I'm Darlene. How are you, Troy?
Darlene, I'm doing good. I'm about to get hyped up on Vietnamese coffee. This is like heroin to me. So I want to apologize in advance for how I changed throughout the episode.
Wow. What's the difference with Vietnamese coffee? Like what's the vibe there?
It's really strong. I don't know how they make it so strong, but it's like so fucking intense. It's like coffee on heroin, and they use condensed milk and like I want to say there's like specific spices involved, like nutmeg and stuff like that, but I think the strength and the condensed milk is like the core of it.
There's a Vietnamese coffee place a few blocks from me in my neighborhood, and it is Amanda Bynes' favorite coffee shop, and she's there all the time.
Was that where you saw her, or where you saw her walking from?
Yeah, she used to live, I think, literally a block away from me, and I would see her. It got to a point where I was seeing her multiple times a week. I think she moved from there, but she still goes to that coffee shop, and she's always posting from there.
God, her interactions when she sees people are so sweet. Like she's so like and have you seen the video of that girl when she saw Amanda and then she started crying after?
No.
She like had a run-in with Amanda Bynes on the street, and like she saw her from the car and like screamed out to her, and like they ended up talking for a little while, and Amanda was like really nice, and then the girl pulled her car over and made a TikTok, and she was like hysterically crying. It was just like I loved her so much. You know, it was like crying, like I hope that the world is nice to her, and I hope that she, like, you know, it was just like, God, like she'll never know how much I love her.
God, maybe if I see her again, maybe I should stop her and say hello.
She's known for like she wants to engage. Like she will sit and talk with you for like a really long time and like take pictures and talk about her projects and fashion and stuff.
Yeah, I never like to bother people. And also I was like, I don't know if this is if this is the right person to interrupt their day. But
yeah.
But maybe I'll do it. I mean, I generally hate making conversation with anyone out in the wild unless they talk to me. I hate making that leap, but for Amanda, maybe I will.
I think that you're the demo that she would want to talk to.
I think so too.
Yeah. She loves talking to girls. Like it's always women that she'll just sit and talk with them forever and like take pictures.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to put it out there that I see her.
How are you?
I'm good. You know, just new year, new look, new page. Not really. I'm just trying to drink more water.
Girl, aren't we all?
I mean, my God. I saw an esthetician and got a buccal massage, and honestly, I loved it so much. I'm a teeth grinder, and when she did it, it was the first time I've ever gotten it done, and I just like couldn't believe how much space there was in my mouth.
Wow.
And then she also did like a facelifting massage with it, and truly my face got so snatched over the coming days. Like it was.
You're like, and then I got the buccal fat removed.
Yeah. But I got on her table and she literally within a second was like, You're not drinking much water, are you?
God, how'd she know?
By looking at me. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I'm usually much better about it, but I haven't been in the last couple weeks, maybe month or two. And she's like, you need to drink more. This is not good. And then she touched my collarbone. Like she like lubed up her hands and like started like, I don't know, like touching and lymphatic draining or some shit. And she just goes, you've been eating a lot of sugar too, haven't you? And I was like, yeah, I usually don't, but with the holidays,
It's crazy. She's like, and watching too much TV, I see.
Well, and then she just touches my face and she goes, you sleep on your right and you chew on your left. And I go,
my
yeah,
Lord.
Yeah, I do. And she goes, you have to start alternating your chews. You need to be more aware. It was like, I know I've had estheticians and I've heard people say this, that they get sort of like attitude from an esthetician of like, you're not doing this right and I'm judging you. This was not judgment. It was sheer unadulterated concern.
Yeah, she turned on an alarm. She rang a bell and said, we got another one.
We got a saver.
Well, I want to go to this person next time I'm there. Like, I need you to take me. I want to go to her.
I mean, it was in Woodland Hills. It's like a completely inconspicuous, like a hearty Armenian woman, just like who knows her shit, who's been doing this forever kind of vibes. Like, this isn't some face gym bullshit. Okay.
I mean, you had me at hearty Armenian woman. Like, say less. I will be tucked into her breasts comfortably the whole time.
Oh, yeah. You will love it. And they also do a myofascial, like face upper body massage as well. So they'll do like the buckle and like get into like the neck muscles that attach to the face, and like they and affordably priced.
Okay, I was gonna say, what are we talking here?
I mean, for an hour-long buckle massage with a facelifting massage add-on for 60 minutes, it was $169.
Kidding me?
Yeah, and to get that level of massage for less time at other places, at like the bougie places, it's, twice as much.
I mean, you know that you had me at massage. You know how I feel about a massage. I am literally obsessed.
I know.
Wait, off the record, I forget if this is your turn or my turn. I feel like it's been...
God, what did we even do last week?
Last week we did, was last week annoying?
It was mom talk.
Okay. And I think we said that was yours.
I actually think we said it was yours.
It was mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll ask you. Well, Dara, the time has come. I have to ask you. And I'm so excited to ask you. What's your issue?
My issue, we got two, baby. We got two for the price of one. And the first one is The New Yorker. And it is titled Chloe's Scene from October 31st, 1994. And it is by Jay McInerney. And the second issue is from The Cut, published in 2025. And it is called A Suitable Change for Chloë Sevigny. On the cusp of 50, the actor is pondering something different.
Photographed by Nadia Lee Cohen, by the way, which...
Oh, yes. Oh, and the article is by... the article is by Emily Gould. So yes, we have for you fair listeners, it's a Chloë Sevigny double feature.
I am so excited to talk about this today. Like, I can't believe we're finally... This feels like a selfish milestone for us to be podcasting about Chloë for like an hour.
I know. This is really exciting. Troy, what's your history with Chloë?
I was thinking about this because I was trying to figure out, like, when did I first watch, like, what was the first thing that I saw her in? I guess it would have been Kids, because actually, you know what? It was either Kids or I may have discovered her at, like, through Party Monster.
Yeah,
you know?
totally.
But because I was watching that for Macaulay Culkin. I mean, that's a whole nother story. My sexual awakening, homosexual, the whole thing. But I want to say that it was Kids, and yeah, Kids was like one of the first movies I can remember being like, just feeling like I was so cool in counterculture, and that I had possession, because I obviously bought it, and I was like, I have possession of this, like, if
Yeah.
cool, seedy, dark movie. Um, yeah, and I've been obsessed with her my entire life. I was a big fan of Big Love, which you and I have talked about a lot.
Of course.
I loved her in Big Love, and I've always loved Chloë. I've always loved her style. I've always loved her as an it girl. She's my favorite it girl, and I love her as a muse. And she's always reminded me of a little bit of Madonna, in the sense that she was like ground floor with all of the cool New York artists, like in the 90s, the way Madonna was in like the 80s, where it's like, yeah, I'm friends with Andy Warhol and Basquiat, and they might be famous one day,
Yeah.
Even in the article that we're going to be covering, like, she's just like casually hanging out with all these people that will eventually become so iconic. So yeah, I just always have loved her. What about you?
I was trying to think the same thing, like, where did it start? I feel like around like Boys Don't Cry, I think was maybe when I first had an awareness of her. I didn't see Boys Don't Cry, but I remember my mom did. And I felt very aware of that like award cycle, the trailer.
Yeah. You've seen it
So I
since,
feel like
right? Please.
I have. Okay, I have. But I barely remember it because I think I saw it just like on HBO randomly and like during the day, probably in middle school. Like,
we'll have a
because
Boys Don't Cry viewing.
Yeah, because I remember a bunch of scenes from it, but I can't fully tell you like how all those scenes string together. But Boys Don't Cry, an awareness of her, and then American Psycho, I feel like eventually when that was on TV, all like just sort of, floating around, I had an awareness of her. And then Party Monster was when I brought it all together and was like, ah, yes. But also, yeah, and then Big Love was like the big thing. Or also actually when she was on Will and Grace.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God. I also forgot for a second about American Psycho.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I feel like she's one of those and I also think she was kind of one of those people because she was an it girl during that time, pre Big Love and pre Party Monster, and she was sort of like in media. In I think I also had an awareness of like I always knew her name and everything and like knew the face.
Yeah, especially like as a fashion magazine girly, like you just kind of always had an awareness of her. She was always being featured, or like I said, she was always somebody's muse, or like I just knew her as like a cool girl. And I think she's one of the truest cool girls, like a true it girl. She's the truest to the name. Like, she sort of embodies all of it,
And in the Cut article, they mentioned something about how she's sort of undecided about how she feels about being like a middle-aged it girl. And I've been thinking about it girls lately, not specific ones, but the concept of it. And you know, I actually was specifically thinking, like, can you be an it girl in your late 30s, early 40s, Chloë Sevigny, early 50s? Like, can you be an it girl? And I feel like someone like Chloë shows that you still can be. I feel like she's still an it girl on some level.
Well, I think so. You know what I think the difference is? Is like there are some it girls that it's like projected on them, and then there are some that it just bleeds out of them. And especially from the New Yorker article, it's just been bleeding out of her against her will almost since she was a child. Like there's just something about her, kind of like Kate Moss, how like Kate Moss just like as a teenager could not exist without men wanting to photograph her and people wanting to make her a muse, and she was just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but sure. She's like that, where she's like, people just walk up to her all over the streets of New York City and they're like, can I please put you in a magazine? Will you please walk this runway show? And they even make it a point in the New Yorker article to talk about how like her beauty is like kind of subjective. Like she's not on paper, a classic beauty or anything like that. It's not like she's the hottest, sexiest girl walking into a room. It's just something about her that comes naturally. So I think that it's like almost like she has no choice. Like,
okay, I'm really getting into the it girl headspace right now, thinking about this in a philosophical sense. And thinking, people called Tinsley Mortimer an it girl.
What a good comparison. Yeah.
And I would say, these are women, same age group, in New York, out and about. And it's so interesting how there couldn't be a more vast dichotomy between these two people. And now I'm thinking, so every it girl isn't a muse, but perhaps every muse is an it girl. Not every, but there is such a difference between the muse it girl and the frivolous, getting drunk, early 2000s it girl.
Like the girl of the moment kind of thing.
Yeah. And how someone like Tinsley, she does not exude it girl. It's not like, oh, I was born this way and I am just like, I walk into any room and everyone is asking who is this? I feel like, do you think Chloë is the true definition of what an it girl is? Like what the intended it girl moniker was? Or do you think Tinsley, a Paris, like what do you think is the real it girl?
Well, okay, I'm glad that you brought this up because I have actually talked about this a little bit in the past and people have debated me on it. I think that there's like subcategories for it girls. Cause like, I also think that there are like Hollywood it girls,
Of course,
like
yeah.
Julia Roberts was an it girl for a long time, and like Drew Barrymore and Jennifer Lawrence, like, but I would never compare their it girl subcategory to like the Chloë subcategory of it girl. So it's like, it almost is like it spider graphs off into these different sort of like factor sections. But the true it girl, like the real true like core, if it was in Webster thing.
Yeah.
I think that it's more Chloë. I think that it's more, because they keep comparing her. They compare her like 10 times in this article to Edie Sedgwick.
Yeah, and Edie Sedgwick is kind of the original it girl.
Yeah, I would say so.
If we're talking about the true spirit of the definition.
And they're like, she's like Edie, except she's not mean. She's kind of like disarming. She's a dorky laugh. Like, and I think there's There's a couple quotes in here that I took where we can like expand on it, but they also talk about how like there's a uniqueness to Chloë in the sense that she's perceived to be so cool, and everybody that encounters her, even the highest people in art and, you know, fashion designers and people that have money and power, look at her as a 19-year-old girl and they're like, I need what she has, you know? But
Yeah.
she's so unique in the sense that she's very disarming. Like, she's, like I said, she's got like a dorky laugh, and like she doesn't take any of it so seriously. It's just like she's not trying to do any of it. Whereas like
Right.
you have Paris and Tinsley and girls like that are white knuckling it at every moment to remain above water in this it girl thing where they will inevitably drown. But she doesn't, because it's pouring out of her. There's something so different about her version of it, if that makes sense. It feels so effortless, whereas theirs is like so desperate. And there is something to say about the desperate it girl that fights her way and claws and pivots and finds ways to remain relevant and manipulates the media. Like, that's really cool too, but it's like it's a different thing.
Actually submit a new name for that type of it girl, which is that girl.
Oh, it's official.
It's like, because really the spirit of Tinsley, the spirit of Paris was not, oh, she's it. Everywhere she goes, that's it. It makes you say it girl because it's, that's it. She's it. She's what I've been looking for all of these years. But that girl is someone who puts herself in the situations where people are seeing her over and over and over again. She is, you know, making a big show at a party so people remember her. And she's someone that makes you go, oh yeah, that girl. And she starts out as like, oh, that girl. And then it's Tinsley. It's Paris.
All
but
right.
That type of person always starts out as that girl. But you can't always be that girl if you don't really have all the other trappings.
You need like an arsenal. You know, like, I was gonna ask you too. I have just in reading this, I kind of had a theory about like why she's such a unique it girl and why she may be the one true it girl. Because they talk about, so I guess just to note, she is 19 in this New Yorker article, and she's just been cast in Kids. So she's like really young, and already she's a New York City cool girl. Everybody in New York knows her. Like, several fashion magazines have just come up to her on the street and they just want to photograph her. She is a club kid and she's in the rave scene, and she has an awareness that designers are going to the raves and copying her friends and her clothing. High-end designers
Donna Karan and Anna Sui.
Yeah, like she's so that girl. But I thought that this was interesting where they talk about how she was raised. And so she's like she's very suburban. Like, at her core, even though she is this New York City girl, she was raised a suburban girl who would escape to New York. And but she had cool counterculture excuse me.
Kinda.
She had like New York adjacent parents who weren't suburban but were living in suburbia.
Did find it interesting, and I feel like I've been noticing this more and more, is celebrities who are trying to be like, well, but I wasn't rich. I didn't grow up rich.
Oh God!
Everyone else around me had more money. They don't say they were poor, but
I more
everyone
perceived
around
her
us
being like, we were wasps, cool wasps. We weren't like Izod Lacoste wasps. My dad was still like a Lower East Side whatever, but like, do you know what I mean? Like wealthy.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny that her father had an insurance business and then he sold it. And then she said, well, we had much less money than everybody else. I was like, okay.
Right. It's like, okay. They always feel the need to say that.
Can
Even in the 90s.
I see the scale? Can I see the scale of that?
They say Chloë was still a student at Darien High School, sneaking off to the city whenever she could. She'd tell her parents that she hated them for raising her in Darien, that suburb, though actually her parents were pretty cool. When Chloë shaved her head, her mother told her that she looked really cute, kind of French, and her father understood her attraction to the city. He lived on St. Mark's Place and hung out at Max, Kansas City before he moved to Darien for the sake of the very kids, Chloë and her older brother, Paul, who would later yell at them for it. I didn't really like the kids at Darien, so Chloë started coming to the city when she found kindred spirits in the tribe of skateboarders based in Washington Square Park. I used to tell my parents that I was going to Greenwich or New Rochelle, and I would drive to the city. The summer of 92 was when I first met everyone. I came to the city with 2 girls from Connecticut who were my homegirls. We would go to Washington Square Park, and I would meet people. Every skater in the city was there. I'd go every weekend and hang, and then stay at different skaters' homes. So more so, I mean, just like the freedom that her parents allowed her to have. Like they allowed her to explore herself they allowed her to explore herself in the suburbs as a city girl. And those two things I think are like a really big part of her identity, that she's like kind of disarming and kind of a dork and kind of waspy, but also grew up in the rave scene and like with skateboarders and drug addicts and heroin addicts.
I think Chloë is who Leah McSweeney could have been if Leah had better, nicer parents.
Yeah, that understood her.
Yeah. Who didn't put her in a psych ward when she shaved her head, you know?
Yeah, that were just like, oh, cute. Like, yeah, that's cute. You look French. Like, none of this is that deep. You're fucking 15. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know?
Now, how often does Leah McSweeney lie about, you know, having been like kind of friends with Chloë back in the Club Kid days?
Oh,
back
God.
At Tunnel.
Leaving Limelight together with their cigarettes in hand.
Yeah.
Totally.
People used to call us twins, actually.
They couldn't tell us apart. It's full Kim Richards being like, they're screaming for me, not Paris. They're like, Kim, who is that? Your niece? There was, by the way, a mention of Limelight, which I've told you is like so painful for me that it's now a brick oven pizza place. And insane. I pass it like every single day. And I always think about just like what took place in this beautiful, opulent cathedral that is now a brick oven pizza. The place where Tom Cruise used to dance with RuPaul is a brick oven pizza place? I can't deal.
We're losing all of our landmarks, and it's not fair.
Institutions are crumbling.
Rome is falling.
I also love this little section where they this is like to the point that we've been talking about basically this whole time, where she just like bleeds It Girl. She's 19 years old and she's being talked about as this girl who like instinctively just has her finger on the pulse and she's ahead of the trends. She like knows what's coming because she reads fashion magazines obsessively and like knows every designer and every collection. Mm-hmm. It gives neurodivergence. Like she's one of us. Like she's one of us. But they say watching Chloë read a fashion magazine makes you think of Alexander Wolcott devouring a 10-pound lobster, the American, or Casanova undressing a servant girl. The Marc Jacobs dress is beautiful. Helmut Lang is my absolute favorite. God, Armani is so old and lavish. Lagerfeld ruined the house of Chanel. Hoka would never have done mini skirts. I watched this documentary about her. She was great. I'm like a fashion magazine junkie. I love them, but they're usually pretty lame. By the time they print it, it's already happened. The British magazines are much further ahead in terms of what's happening in the streets. This is a 19-year-old girl.
I mean,
it's pretty crazy.
It's giving neurodivergent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also just had a thought is any person who's just into things, are they just actually neurodivergent?
Well, the level at which you're into them, I think.
The level, yeah. Like if you actually really remember topics and facts and devour. If they're ever using the word devour,
yeah,
in association to whatever your special interest is, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, let's.
Hello. It's pure turn your neurodivergence into your superpower vibes. You know?
It's my superpower.
ADHD is my superpower. Those that have ADHD are awesome. I also just have an obsession with women that are like a muse. I think that is so chic and so cool. And I've just always dreamt of like what it would feel like to be a muse, to be somebody's canvas, you know?
My God, my dream is to be a muse. Won't someone be inspired?
You actually are your husband's muse.
That is true.
He loves to photograph you. Like Nate's ideal evening is just photographing you.
Oh my God, you're so right. That is a great point. He's like, the camera loves her. The camera has got to get a shot of this ass.
You know, literally. And then he loves to show people and be like, can you believe it? These are all her not even knowing I'm taking them. This one was through a screen door. Look how pretty. I'm like, Nate. I'm like, why is there like a blind in this photo? It's because you were behind a window?
Yeah.
I'm like, how'd you get up on the skylight for that one?
Shout out to my boy and his little proclivities.
Yeah. Speaking of neurodivergence.
Yeah.
But no, it's so chic. And I love women that are like her, where it's like, I guess I'll be another person's muse. Like when you've just been so many people's like ideal beauty and like idea of art, like moving art.
Yeah. And it, as romantic as it is, it must also be pretty exhausting to be everybody's muse. Because, I mean, for a lot of reasons, but one of it being like, you're like, yeah, you're inspired by me, but you're also sort of, I don't know, making your money off of my back and my, like, I don't know. And then you don't really like own it. The artist does. And it's like, well, but that was, I gave them that.
Right.
Just like and everybody wants to take.
Yeah, they're never properly compensated for like being the muse. And they're always really young too. It's always like
Great
a young
point.
person, that like doesn't really have a lot of like jurisdiction or like, autonomy to be like, pay me for that. Like you made $1 million off that image. Like, can I have some money?
Yeah. I'm in coffee table books all over this town. And I didn't get paid for a single artistic photograph.
Yeah. Speaking of, they have this section where they talk about her, she's like hanging out at Washington Square Park all the time with all like the skaters and stuff. And this woman who works for the British ID magazine just like walks up to her, and mind you, she's already at this point like been approached by Sassy magazine, and Sonic Youth has asked her to be in a music video. And these are all things that have happened separately. Like they're just people walking up to her. It says, I heard about Chloë through Sassy, says Daisy Von Firth, 25, who styled the video and together with grungy heartthrob Kim Gordon, the bass player of Sonic Youth, designs X Girl, a line of casual rock and roll girl clothing. When I met Chloë, I instantly knew that she was super cool, and it's been so cool to see where she's gone from there fashion-wise. She was dressing in arch preppy stuff and wide whale corduroys, and she was always had the best look. It was never off the rack skate stuff. We were all into old Fila stuff from the mid 80s, but it was like her Fila sweater would blow yours away. She looked like a vintage She looked like a village guy who steals from Polo. The Polo element of Chloe's wardrobe. This is an important point. The Polo element of Chloe's wardrobe was in part a function of a job that she had taken at the mall in Stanford's senior year. Chloë tried all the stores in the mall. I had just shaved my head, and I thought it was really funny that Polo was the only one that called me back. The safe, sporty uniform of prepsters and Westchester sob drivers was at the moment being hijacked by rappers and skaters in sort of an invasion of the trickle-up theory. All the hip-hop kids were sporting Polo then, Chloë said. They called it low. But now it's not hip. Everyone wears it now. Everyone but Chloë. She's so ahead of other girls, Von Fur says, because she reads all the history of fashion, and she can go into a thrift shop and find an old Saint Laurent shirt when the other girls are going, hey, wow, look at this wacky t-shirt. If you can get it from Prince Street or Broadway, it's already over, according to Chloë. First of all, it's like she's like working at Polo in the suburbs.
Yeah.
With a shaved head and parents that are telling her she looks like a cool French girl. Like the dichotomy of that is like interesting.
Oh my, like I can picture it. It feels like an indie movie.
It does. It feels like an A24 film.
Ugh, Chloë. Do you think, sorry to bring it back to the It Girl conversation.
No, please.
But do you think it's even truly, I don't know, possible to have this sort of it girl that Chloë was, or at least like the discovery of her? Because I'm just thinking, you know, any sort of cool girl that exudes the same sort of vibe as Chloë and is like really one of a kind and knowledgeable in her fashion and just taste and attitude. Someone like that, I mean, yeah, you could get discovered, but is there any even opportunity for you to be doing cool things and cultivating that it girl persona? Like, I feel like so many girls who maybe would have been it girls just get swept into like a brand deal. And they're on that money train, and it's the corporate money train.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like social media may have sort of removed that, because there's a sort of like aloofness, like a sort of like, where even is she? Like,
yeah,
like you can't catch her. She can't be tied down. She's here but not here. She's always there but never there. You know, there's a sort of like I don't know, like a mystery that you kind of can't have anymore. Like, it's not expected. It's not wanted. Young people don't want you to be mysterious. They want you to bleed out on the internet every day.
But I mean, I guess maybe this could be possible, because I think there's a backlash to that. And now, I mean, who knows how true this is, but I've seen a few different things of people talking about how the true cool thing to do, the true like status symbol is to, like, maybe you have an Instagram and you have like 500 followers and you never post anything, but you are in tons of other people's photos. Like you're at the event, and maybe, you know, you're in a group shot or you're in the background, and people start to recognize you, but you're not the one putting out any of that content.
So you're saying that there's just like a different way to achieve that mystery, basically, like in a more modern way.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess like, yeah, having not a super direct social media and then popping up in things, and then having some sort of project, whatever that might be, whether it's like a media project or if you're an actress, like you pop up in a movie and people are like, I have seen that girl everywhere.
No, I think that there's like a lot to what you're saying. Like, I feel like that's a really good point because you can still achieve that. I don't know. It's just, yeah, I guess it's just like it would be like the more modern day version of being like, I don't care. You know what I mean?
You can never have posted a reel in your entire goddamn life. The second you post that reel, your chances of It Girl are over.
Yeah, because they even talk about because she's filming, or like she's still like really heavily involved in kids, and they talk about how like even like Harmony, like they like can't find her a lot. Like Harmony had to give her a pager so that they could at least find her, and she was technically homeless, but like not. She was just living in places and like jumping around, and they were like, yeah, to reach out to Chloë, you have to call the coffee shop that she loves, or like you call like that thrift store that she's always at and say, have you seen her? And like she's like available but not, and it's just crazy. Like she's a 19-year-old girl having like directors and fashion photographers tracking her down all over New York City. Like there's something about that sort of like I don't care thing that's like,
yeah,
I think a part of it.
I mean, she did a really great job creating the Chloë lore, as you always make a point. It's about having your lore, and she like this article is lord out.
It really is like, it's like all lore basically.
It's
You're
all
right.
lore.
Yeah, it's like creating this like image of this like this girl that you can't ever like contain, and but and like, and then on top of it them adding in that like, and she's always disarming and she makes everybody feel really normal and cool, and like she's a weird laugh, and so you think that you're close to her, you think that you're cool with her, but maybe you're not, the mystery.
Yeah, and the last line of it says, what does it say? Clutching a wine glass and watching his friend, Feliciano says, quote, people want to project their desire on one girl. She's smart enough to hold back, and that allows us all to project whatever we want to. I could go on and on about Chloë, but actually, I know very little about her.
Exactly. And that's the difference between somebody like her and like Paris, where Paris wants you to know everything, and like is like, there's like there's an insecurity attached to her showboatiness. There's like a deep insecurity that is like like it's almost like what drives it, whereas with Chloë it's the total opposite. It's like a lack of insecurity that drives this like thing that everybody kind of wishes they could do in their own lives, no matter how old they are. Like you look at that and you wonder like, God, what would I be like if I just didn't care at all what people think, and I always wore whatever I wanted and it always worked, and
yeah. Chloë. She is a muse.
She is a Before we talk about the cut article, I did just want to very quickly mention, because it made me think of you.
I love to be thought of.
The basketball diaries of it all. Dara.
Oh my God, Troy, I love that you thought of me. Okay. You know me. He knows me.
I see you. You are my muse.
Oh.
I was like, I know that Dara is like laughing at this part of the article because it was really like,
I loved it.
It was so good. Like they're like, so Basketball Diaries is Chloe's favorite book, and they're like, they just so happen to be filming the movie in the East Village, and she's like, let's go on. She just saunters onto the set, this 19-year-old girl, and they say, Chloe's girlish enthusiasm can break out at almost any time, as when she hears from a friend that a film based on her favorite book, Jim Carroll's Basketball Diaries, is being shot in the East Village. She just has to wander on set, and my God, there he is, the slouchy poet on the downtown lowlife himself, Jim Carroll. And she can't help but approaching him and telling him, "You can't let them do this." Chloe is concerned that the film will violate the spirit of her favorite book, not just because she has heard a rumor that they might be changing the heroine to crack, and because Marky Mark, Chloe rolls her eyes, is in it, but finally because it's, well, Hollywood. Yet for all all of her purest concern, what comes through when she recounts the story is her delight at meeting an idol. I was so excited. It was one of the highlights of my life. This 19-year-old child saunters on the set of a movie and tells the maker of the project, "You can't let them do this."
You can't let them do this. Can you imagine?
To even have that much confidence at 19 is crazy.
I literally cannot imagine. I can barely send my food back at a restaurant.
Right. I was like, wow. They're like, she just has to visit the set. I just love that she walks on set and starts dismantling the production, and like, also good on her for being like, and fuck Marky Mark being in this movie.
I know. See, a bitch ahead of her time on all
she
fronts.
knew. That killed me. I was like, damn, that's like some fucking true badass shit. To just like, the thought of me, I would be trembling. I'd have an autograph book.
If I were in the movie, I'd be too afraid to go to set at 19. I'd be like,
yeah.
Are you sure?
They're like, "Dara, you're the lead. We literally need you on set." You're like, really?
We actually have a contract that you have to. Okay, if you're sure. If you're sure about this.
The movie's called Dara. We need you.
God, can you imagine how terribly Mark Wahlberg and Chloe would get along?
I'd love to see it, because she would make him feel so stupid.
Oh God. Oh, it would be such a delight.
She would make him feel so little and so stupid, and he would be so threatened by her as like an idiot, like just jock douchebag piece of shit that would think she's the weirdest. If he thought that Kate Moss was like a weird freak, can you imagine what he would have thought of her?
I mean, truly, like a fucking Boston, Dorchester asshole. Like,
yeah,
come on. I also, him and Leo, like, I can't imagine what she would do to those two men.
That set, I just can't fathom. Also, speaking of sets, I feel like before we like really delve into the cut article,
yeah,
the set of, I think that we're due for a documentary about kids.
Ooh,
does it feel like it's time?
Definitely. I think, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't done it yet.
I know.
I wonder if on some level it's like, to really do it, you have to have someone who is involved in it, and you have to get those people. And I wonder how much those actors are dying to be like,
this is what we were up to.
Yeah, we were all fucking and doing real drugs on set.
Yeah.
And one of us died. I mean, like, I feel like Harmony made it just like, it's like, thank God you made that in the 90s, because, babe, you made a child snuff film, basically. Like, literally. Like, that movie is insane. And even Chloe's part in it, when they describe it in the article, and they're like she's in Kids, and her role is the lead girl who, like, travels around New York to find the person who stole her virginity. It's like, what a crazy concept for a movie.
Oh.
But to your point, the whole Cut article is it's a perfect contrast to this. It's like, she was 19, now she's 50, she's a woman. This is like, what's it feel like to still have this cool girl thing? And it's kind of a ball and chain at this point in her life that she feels this pressure to carry around. But again, they make it a point to say, even at her most, like, what she considers like, I'm just out with my kid running errands and like I try to look presentable. They're like, her presentable is what most people, it would be their dream. The best look they've ever put together is her like schlepping through New York. They say she's also tired of dragging around her legendary coolest girl in the world persona, a label that Jay, can you say his last name? I can't say it. McInerney. McInerney. What did you call me? A label that Jay McInerney saddled her with in 1994. Saddled her. To every acting gig or promotional tour, she's not enthusiastic about the way that she looks on screen anymore. The aging process is very challenging. I think my ego is just very fragile, she says. It's been pretty daunting since the baby and then hitting this area where it's harder to lose the weight. And I'm not good. And I'm just not back to where I was before. So that's been pretty frustrating for me. I just want to feel good. You want to feel good in your body, right? When the obvious is pointed out to her that she's superhumanly beautiful, she says that she's never thought so. Probably because my mother never told me that. She was raised to believe that pride is a sin. The hour and a half in the makeup chair is one of the hardest periods of my day, and so I feel like avoiding that chair would be really nice. Remaining an it girl in middle age is clearly something that Sevigny goes back and forth about, sometimes in the same breath. Does anybody need another photo of me? I've been doing this since I was 18, she says, moments before admitting that the previous day's shoot for the article was exciting. She also says that her recent appearance with a passel of current-day it girls in the Charlie XCX 360 video, defiantly posing as she lights and tosses a rebellious cigarette with a blast. It didn't bother her that she was decades older than most of her co-stars. She says, honestly, I didn't know very much about Charlie, but they told me that everybody else who was going to be in the video. She says, I thought it was a cool group and that it would be fun to find myself in that and be twice everybody's age. So, yeah, I mean, I would imagine that having to, the pressure of like always having to turn a look and always having to have the thing and do the thing and be cool and confident and the cigarette and the whole thing. It's a lot.
Yeah. I imagine, we've talked about this before, just being so beautiful, being a beautiful actress, how much harder it is to get older. And I imagine, as an it girl, or
right,
your whole career, your whole persona, the way people view you is as a girl. And who are you when you are a woman?
I used to think.
I know. and like, as we get older, I feel like I understand, in my body and spirit, I feel just as young as I ever was. And then you start to see things change and you're like, but that is incongruous to my spirit. My spirit does not have wrinkles. Yeah. And it has full collagen and bouncy little cheeks. And so I imagine, for her, just as cool as she is and as much as she doesn't care, it's like, well, who are you becoming now that you're older and your youth was such a big part of who you were?
Yeah, and there is something really toxic about because really it's like, if you really break down the whole it girl thing, it's like like fetishizing a woman's youth, and like it does have this very like, a woman is her best when she's young and beautiful.
Yeah,
like,
a woman can't be cool unless she's young and beautiful.
Yeah, and like she has all this youth, and let's just like suck her dry of it. Like, let's just fucking like her brain, her beauty, her sex, let's get everything out of her that we can now. because this is fleeting and she won't always have it. Like there is something like an unspoken expiration date to that status of being an it girl, and maybe that is like, maybe that's why like the Parises and the Tinsleys of the world, they just see it more clearly. They're like, I have to act on this right now because people won't care about me where I part my hair. If you're Tinsley, sorry, they won't care that I've moved my part when I'm 40,
Well, and also if you look at both Tinsley and Paris, those are two women who are extremely stuck in a certain time and place. They have not evolved, at least visually. The clothes are like this one type of thing. Their hair is this one type of thing. It's very like 2013, 2012. And they haven't really grown up past that. Whereas someone like Chloë, a true visionary, she has evolved, but it's still difficult. And like, there's no congruous word for men of a cool guy.
I was literally, as you were talking about that, I was trying to think, there's no name for like the men who are considered, like, who even is like an it boy? Like,
I mean,
or was like,
I feel like
Leo is like the closest, or is that count?
I feel like there's maybe guys that are even less ubiquitous, like someone more to Chloe's level of status, where Leo hit very early in his career, like commercial mainstream juggernaut success, which I feel like kind of pulls you back from a true it boy. But I think like a vibe of that exists, but I just think simply the reason why there's no name for it is because a man is allowed to be cool
old
his entire life.
Yeah.
And for the that girls, if I may use my phrase that I made up a few minutes ago. For them it is unfortunately youth. That's just like the long and the short of it. There's like, that is a time and place. But for someone like Chloë, that is so much more than what she looked like. And it really just feels like people letting women know that, no, you actually can't be cool past a certain age. Even though you are still cool, even though you're evolving and you still have this same great style and taste and everything, you just won't have the same like worth.
Yeah. It's like there's an electricity to a young girl that people just like, it's like, oh, you're so cool, and you know all the cool bands, and you know all the cool music, and you know exactly what to wear, and your brain is just so, it's like that is very interesting. Now I can't stop thinking about the boy thing, because like what we consider like the things that we look for in like an it girl, like the fashion and all of that stuff. I don't even know what the monikers of an it boy would be, because it's not like they wouldn't be the same things. Like, that is so interesting. You guys have to weigh in. I need to know people's opinions. Like, who are the it boys, and what makes an it boy versus what is so clearly makes an it girl? It's so clear what that is, but for a man, I don't really even know what, like, coolness or...
Well, and I think the other thing though too is, I think you were totally right to your point of, sucking someone dry of their coolness and their taste and their everything. Whereas with a cool guy, with a cool boy, like a guy in his 20s, I don't think it feels like anyone is truly trying to extract something from that person.
Mm-mm.
We are just appreciating, we want to be in your orbit. But with the it girl, everybody wants something. So a guy can just exist. And it's
Wow,
just like,
that's interesting.
he just draws them in, and it's like, don't you want to like share a drink with me and like follow me around and just be in
Listen to
my
my
orbit,
thoughts.
listen to my thoughts, and you'll want to do that for the rest of my life. And then someday I'll come out with a tequila brand when I'm 50 years old, and we'll drink that together.
I'll play pranks with George Clooney.
Exactly. And even though I'm not really that cool anymore, I still got enough of it, and you're not going to question it. With a woman, it's take.
Yeah,
Take.
it's so true.
And then
that is so interesting.
over.
This is exactly why it always confused me. And now I'm like, looking back, it's like I get why people maybe didn't get it. But like, when people didn't want Tinsley on Housewives, I was like, do you understand what we are being given access to right now? A former it girl, a former, like, a true it girl too. Not even like one where you would have to be like, is she, like, is this Bravo trying to like make me think something? No,
Yeah.
a real it girl who has lost her status as an it girl and openly wants it back and is willing to like embarrass her, humiliate herself really, to get that back, and like what it means to her. Even things as simple as like her hair and how much of a big deal it was for her to change her part and to middle part her hair. Like, that is so fascinating.
Oh. And I don't know. Yeah, it does feel so much harder to me than just being a beautiful woman losing your looks, to be someone who everybody was talking about. And like, there's such a different juice to being an it girl, where you're considered cool and something special. You're not just pretty. You have one other thing on top of it. People, I like, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, you have no value anymore. You're not, and you're just thinking like, well, but I'm still the same person.
Right. Like, to lose that command, like
Yeah.
when it's like only a few years ago I would walk into a room and like it would part, and now nobody cares that I'm here. Like, that would I mean, yeah, it's like you completely understand why somebody like her would be like suspended in this weird Bermuda Triangle thing in your head, where it's like, to lose that would be really intense. I don't know if I can handle that.
Could either, especially if for any beautiful woman, it's like, okay, you hit an age where people stop looking at you as much, and you're not quote unquote fuckable. And I mean, even if you're not a conventionally beautiful woman, like, you do feel the drop off of like, men don't like cock their heads when I'm walking by anymore.
Like, hey, that guy just let the door fall on me. That's really weird.
Okay. I just cracked my fingernail open on that door. Thought you were keeping that open for me.
I guess I'll step in that puddle to get to the car. Sure, it's okay.
Okay. It's like, that is hard enough on its own, but to have once stepped into a room and everyone is not just like, ooh, who's that beautiful woman? They are like dying to have you there. The seas part, like you said, like a real, I don't know, like people wanting to hear what you have to say. And I don't know, like, that must be so insane to have everything go silent.
Guy, even just describing it, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't survive that. I would end up on a roof I'd be like First Wives Club. It'd be the opening scene of First Wives Club. I'm like wrapped in a fur on a roof with a glass of champagne and a cigarette. Pills are everywhere, and I might, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I can handle it.
I don't think I could either. And it kind of reminds me of what people say about child stars, that a lot of them, because their entire personality was kind of shaped around being worthy as being a kid. Like, they often end up, like, in adulthood, like, have a childlike voice or affectation, and that's pretty common. And I feel like, like with Paris and Tinsley, it's like, well, of course, they still look the same, and they're trying to, like, hold on, like, they're not allowing themselves to really be anything different, because it's like, well, this was when I had the most worth, and maybe if I just do it the exact right way again, I'm missing something. Can't I just, like, do it? I can get it back, right? And it's like, no, you can't.
Babe, you can't. You can't. And the women that choose not to, like Paris, that choose to live in that state of, like, Paris has created a world around herself where she can just be in that suspended reality, and, like, everybody is so aware of it, and she's aware of it, and they're just like, yeah, like, she's a grown-ass woman that talks like a baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and like, that is also its own version of, like, just what? Like, when you really look at it for a minute and, like, actually take the time to think about how weird it is, it's like, it's giving Neverland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Troy, it's giving Neverland.
It's giving Slayerland or whatever. Slayland. Slivingland.
Slivingland. Yeah, like, and even just, like, trying to coin new catchphrases.
Oh, it's so embarrassing.
It's like, you can't be an it girl if you show your cards that much, like, show how much you care and are trying to chase something, which is why Chloë is the real it girl, because in this Cut article, she is honest about it and vulnerable about it, but she also isn't clinging to anything.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, she's like, it is what it is. She's completely accepting of it. She knows the power of it. She's not, like, trying to be coy about it. She knows that it's there. And it just feels a little different now than it did and also, listen, shout out to all the moms out there, but, like, the way that a child just kind of strips away a woman's identity, I'm like, oh God. It's like, even Chloë isn't safe from becoming, like, she's very, like, in the article, she's like, yeah, I don't hang out with my friends anymore because I literally have to go to bed at 9 and there's no sitter at, like, 4 a.m. when they're leaving the club. I don't have a person that can, like, watch my kid at that time, so I've just kind of separated myself from my old friends and, like, had to make new ones. It's like, even Chloë is not safe from having a child strip away at her identity.
Yeah, and even she has a mom group.
She has a mom group. She has a fucking mom group. Now, to be in that,
ooh, that's a very different mom group.
Oh my God, that's very different than Hillary and Mandy.
Oh my God.
What I would give.
Ooh. That might make me have a child if I could be in that mom group.
Hello. I would literally give you sperm for that. I'd be like, we have to give birth to a baby.
Oh my God. That would be beautiful.
We're like, hi, this is our mixed baby. It's our mixed baby. Hi. Oh, can I end with a controversial statement?
I'd love that.
So, you remember she got in trouble for saying that New York City is full of women in athleisure walking their dogs now, or whatever?
Yes.
And, like, people got really mad about that, and they asked her about it in the article, and she says, I asked her about the controversy around her recent comments about New York City being too full of people walking their dogs in athleisure. She wants to clarify that she really was talking about the dog's feces. She said, I was just being very Connecticut and saying dogs instead of dog poop. I stand by those remarks. I mean, almost every restaurant that I go to or bodega or whatever, there's a dog. Don't you think that's unnecessary? She continues for another few minutes about why it mystifies her that people who look, quote, together in their workout outfits. She goes, are they coming from class or do they want to look like a Kardashian? Can't be bothered to pick up after their pet. As long as we're complaining about the death of downtown, Sevigny has another bone to pick. You know what else? I don't like those faux flowers on the establishments. Is this Los Angeles? Really? She's completely fucking right. I'm sorry. And I would even say in LA, the dog culture is out. It is. I have made this statement before and I stand by it. Cat people have been made to look crazy for years. Like they're like these lunatics. Dog people are fucking insane. And I want to be clear that I love dogs because every time I say this, people are like, I can't believe you wouldn't like my puppers. No, bitch. I love your puppers. You are a fucking problem. Dog people have gotten out of control and society allows you to think that you need to be at a happy hour with your puppers on a fucking patio for 4 hours. You're a bitch.
Exactly. You are a bitch. You're and your bitch need to get the fuck. Like, okay. I love dogs. I've had a dog my entire life. However, I do not consider myself a dog person.
Right. You are so not. Yeah.
I don't care to see a picture of your dog. I don't care to have your dog just like over. Like, I don't like how it's turned into something where it's just like, oh, accepted. Like, oh, this dog is coming. It's like, well, maybe I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. Like, maybe I want to go to Whole Foods and shop without a dog following me. Or even just like, remember when we were in Palm Springs and we went to that restaurant and like there was a woman that had her dog on the patio for like literally 3 hours? And it's like, you're in Palm Springs in the desert. Do you think your dog wants to be at Margaritaville? What are you doing?
That's the other thing is I don't know where everybody got it in their head that their dog wants to be out with them everywhere. I think you'd be surprised to learn that actually your dog would prefer to stay at home because even though they're looking at you as you leave as like, oh, mama, no, don't go. They don't actually know where you're going. And once they're at that restaurant and it's loud, it's too loud and the pavement's hot and
they're surrounded by food they can't eat.
Things that you won't let them smell. I think if they had known that, they would have preferred to stay at home where they have a bowl of water and peace and quiet.
I agree. I honestly think it's cruel. Like, I think that it's so performative and so like, oh, like your dog doesn't need to be at Macy's. Like, we get it. You have a fucking French bulldog. We get it. You're so cool and cute and they look like you and the whole thing and they're wearing the sweater. But like, why is your dog at the bar? This is weird. And like in New York, I guess because people assume that in New York, the streets are just made for garbage, but people don't pick up their dog poop. Like
it's same in LA.
Oh my God. Like, what makes you think that you can just walk your dog all over, like, and just never pick up their poop? Like, it is so crazy to me.
I was in LA. Obviously, I live here. But I was up early and getting just like a breakfast burrito out and about and in a nice neighborhood. And these two women in athleisure are walking their little fucking dumb dogs. And I'm standing in line with these two like teamsters. And these women walk by talking and their dog poops as it's walking. And like she like sees it, like, you know, that she sort of like stopped for a bit. Like she was like, am I going to do this? And she's like, no. Things that nobody noticed. A dog shit in the middle of the sidewalk. And the Teamsters yell at this woman until she comes back and picks it up. They're like, ma'am, your dog. And she's like, what? Why am I being accosted by these men, these workmen?
Help
me! Like, white lady, please. And I'm like, don't look at me. I am with these guys. I'm going to go working on the oil rig with these guys. And we hate you and we hate your dog.
I love that they chose humiliation. Yes. I am pro humiliating people that think that they can let their dog shit everywhere and not pick it up. And that, like, we're just also privileged to be able to sit and drink wine at a wine bar next to your pug. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on, but it's just getting worse and worse. And she's right. I'm sorry. Like, she is right. I don't get it. Right. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
It's like, you know, dogs are dogs for a reason. And they're not babies. Babies, you have to take with you. Dogs, the beauty of them is that you can leave them at home.
Exactly. And they don't care. They don't care about not going to happy hour with you or sitting on your lap while you eat Mexican food that they can't have. And like all of the, you know, and then the people that will just like put their dog like they'll put like the leash on like the chair or like on the table or something and just don't even pay attention to it for hours. That is cruel. I'm sorry. Like that's fucking not okay to me.
Yeah. It's like, sure. Are there exceptions? You know, sometimes you've got your dog with you and you gotta stop for food or like, whatever. Fine. We're not. Hashtag not all dog moms. Okay. Don't fucking come for us. We're just talking when it becomes a group behavior, a societal issue.
Yeah. Yes.
Then we have something to say. Okay. So sorry.
It's a societal issue. That's exactly right. Because it's becoming cool for like, you know, you really just want to take pictures of your dog being out with you. And I get it. You know, you want it for the gram. I get it. But like, girl, come on. What a way to end a Chloë Sevigny episode.
I know. I feel like we really, I don't know that we really won a lot of people over with that last 10 minutes.
Well, the thing about being a cool girl is that you just don't care.
And we don't, baby.
Flicking my cigarette behind my shoulder.
Ooh! Troy... Another pod in the books.
Another one in the canon. This was so fun. I'm so happy that we did this. This was like, I needed it.
Me too. Well, and we love you all at home. Subscribe on Patreon. Ad-free episodes. Bonus episodes. We got it all.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time, I guess.
We love you very much. See you same place, same time or whatever.